Good morning, everyone. It's a late morning here. Yeah, it's 11:15. And that's because on Wednesdays, my husband has to get up 2 hours earlier than what he normally would have to get up. And so everything is like pushed back 2 hours earlier, including his dinner. So anyways, that's what I did. I got all that cleaned up and he's in bed, and that's a good thing. And now I need to get to the store because I had to throw away so much stuff when the refrigerator stopped working. But I do want to ask a question I was hoping maybe somebody would know the answer to. I make my own mayonnaise, as you know. I pasteurize the eggs, so that's good, and was wondering if I should throw that away. Now, the refrigerator, I know for a fact, did not get over 48 degrees. That's what it was when I took everything out of my refrigerator, put it in a cooler, and dumped ice all in there and all that kind of good stuff. So I know it did not get above 48 degrees, but I don't know if that makes it okay, because it's a good amount, and I don't want to get sick, but I don't want to throw it away if I don't have to throw it away. Now, I did have to throw away my raw milk because that cannot ever get over 40 degrees. It's just too dangerous. You got to throw it down the sink. So that went down the sink, unfortunately, but not really sure about that mayonnaise. So, hey, if any of you know, I would really appreciate some help there. And I guess the old adage, it's better to be safe than sorry, is probably what I need to do, because it's always good to be frugal, but you don't want to be stupid, right? Anyways, I hope that you want to join me for a little bit of my day, and I will talk to all of you in just a little while. Well, I thought I would show you what it is I'm up to out here. And as you know, around those whiskey barrel planters, there was a lot of dirt that didn't have any grass. And so what I did is, since we had extra dirt from having it delivered for the raised beds, I took some dirt and I put it around. And after I had gone to the grocery store, I stopped at Dollar General and got myself some grass seed. Yeah, don't know how good this grass seed is, but don't need that much, right? So I thought, oh well, I will see how this works, because my husband just doesn't have time to do some of these things. So I just thought that I would do that was relatively easy. And yeah, and the other thing that I need to do is I need to repot my one rosemary plant, the one that was in the house all winter. It's not doing too well since I put it outside, and I think I know why. So when I'm done putting my seed down, I will be right back. But this is my rosemary plant, and it is just, it's not growing. It's not doing anything, and it's kind of starting to get discolored. So after thinking about it for a moment, I thought, oh, why did I ever have it in this pot outside? Because you see this little dish? It's attached to the pot. I can't take it off. And rosemary does not like its feet to be wet. So when it rains and it drains, there's water then that's going to just puddle in here and stay in here. And I think that that's why it's not liking its environment anymore, is what the problem is. So I bought this pot at the Dollar General and put some potting soil in here. So I'm just going to transplant this, and hopefully this will do a lot better here. And I'll show you what I do. And I do it every year for my outside rosemary. This is totally my fault why this is not growing well. And I'll show you what I do. I always have the pot sitting up on top of some stones so that there is complete drainage. Not even the moist soil is going to make it so that it doesn't completely get drained. So yeah, I'm going to put that in here, and hopefully It'll like its home so much better. For today's devotion, we will be reading from John chapter 5, verses 24 to 27. Truly, truly, I say to you, whoever hears my word and believes in him who sent me has eternal life. He does not come into judgment, but has passed from death to life. Truly, truly, I say to you, an hour is coming and is now here when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live. For as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted the Son also to have life in himself. And he has given him authority to execute judgment because he is the Son of Man. Now notice here in verse 24 that Jesus says that those who hear his words and believe in God the Father, him that sent me, will have eternal life. There is more to hearing than being within an audible distance. The word used here encompasses a heeding, an understanding, and a desire to act upon those words. Now, this passage gives us three critical Christian concepts and is one of the central sources of Christian belief. The first is the death to life concept. Notice that here, Christ does not say, people who hear my word and believe in me. Rather, he says, people who hear my word and believe God the Father. This implies that Christ's teachings come directly from God the Father. And second, Jesus says that the hour is coming and has come when the dead will hear the Son of God and will live. That hour was occurring as Jesus spoke to them, and that hour would also come for others. And it is also ever present in ours, and it has been since Christ came to earth. And I also want to make a point that the word dead here refers to spiritually dead, although still physically living people who hear his word, and also to people who have already died. Third, it indicates that Christ is the judge of man. Jesus tells us that God has given him the role of judgment of mankind, that he executes judgment because he's the Son of Man. Now consider this. God, in all his justice and fairness, has judged man on the basis of man. In other words, Christ knows us, and no one can ever say, well, God, it's easy for you sitting up there in heaven to tell us how to live down here. You have no idea how hard it is to live down here. Well, he's been here. He knows what it's like. You see, the judgment of God is based on the judgment of God who became a man. And that's why he will judge us fairly, because he knows us. And as the Son of Man, he judged man with a perfect knowledge of the justice that was due man. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And it's comforting knowing that Christ knows firsthand the suffering, the joys, and the pain that we all experience. God bless, and I will talk to you tomorrow.